Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the Philosophy for Philistines channel. It is indeed April the 19th. There have been many posts made by experts in psychology as to what gaslighting is. I'm going to talk today about the reason for it, because very often they don't deal with the nature of projection that lies behind it. I wrote the following this morning. False promises, commitments which aren't met, platitudes, and low-resolution ideologies have become substitutes for dealing with complex multivariate issues. This pretty much describes government today, not just here in Canada, but probably all throughout the Western world, where our ideologically possessed leaders make their judgments based on their belief system, which isn't grounded in reality, but is some form of faith. It's not based in anything that is demonstrably true, but what they wish to be true. Most often, these substitutes are employed in lieu of sincere and earnest evaluations of the actual sources for human suffering and societal problems. Recognizing that problems and suffering are both inevitable and inherent to our existence is where the journey for truth must begin, because halfway measures will avail us nothing. In order for us to deal with the suffering nature of existence, the quest for meaning and solutions in the face of it, we must begin by looking within ourselves. And the most significant suffering we endure is due to our own ability to be honest with ourselves, which is why we humans are the only living creature capable of constructing lies and then believing them. Gaslighting is how these lies will manifest themselves, by projecting the blame for suffering and unresolved problems onto others. If you have made a comprehensive defense of reason and reality in the pursuit of truth, using ethics, epistemology, and ontology, yet you're still being accused of stating things that you have not stated, then you're being gaslighted. It is far easier to project our inadequacies onto others rather than to examine our own flawed thinking. Therefore, I choose to avoid at all costs defending my moral rectitude, but rather choose to defend what I can prove to be demonstrably true. There's an old saying, I believe it's a Methodist one: the more religion you see in the shopkeeper's window, the less you know is inside the shopkeeper, which is why full virtue signaling has become a religion. It's also why I'll never virtue signal, because anyone who knows me knows that I am insufficiently virtuous to engage in such behavior. I mistrust heartily those who laud their own morality. Even Christ, who was the perfect man, when he was called good, said there is no one good but God. Therefore, I choose to avoid at all costs defending my moral rectitude, but rather choose to defend what I can prove to be demonstrably true. Sadly, in the academy today, if students refuse to base their arguments on their professor's ideological possession, they will receive lousy grades due to their educators' inherent prejudices. And the same issue exists in postmodern legislatures, where ideology has come to mean more than practical solutions to the actual problems we are facing as a society. There is an utter unwillingness to actually look at the root cause of problems. And since I teach problem solving, and I will harp on this issue forever. Asking 5 whys in the correct order, in the correct way, is indicative of the Pareto principle, because 80% of problems exist in only 20% of the issues. So if you deal with the top 5 things and you hammer down through them, you'll be able to resolve issues. But if your ideological possession makes you incapable of recognizing where the actual problems lie, you'll never be able to analyze them. So this is short today, but it's come to my attention over the last several days that we're looking at a tremendous amount of projecting. There is no real longing for the truth. I seek after wisdom more than any other thing. We must all begin by speaking the truth. And the truth begins by being honest with ourselves. God bless you. You have a great day.